No is a full sentence. So remember that forever. The next is we have Rob Cancer, who will mention the speech objectives for Kai, who will be the first speaker. Rob Cancer.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, and good afternoon again. I have the honor and pleasure of being the evaluator this afternoon for Kai. And this is from the evaluation guide called Persuade with Power. So I'm going to be looking at this checklist. The name of the speech is called Modern Emotional Health. It's 8 to 10 minutes long, and here are some questions I'm going to be making note of. Did the speaker project sincerity and conviction? Was the speaker a credible source of information on this topic? Did the speaker phrase his or her appeal in terms of the audience's self-interest? And did the speaker, with her speech, open and capture the audience interests? Did the speaker use facts and logical reasoning to support her views? Did the speaker properly use emotion to persuade the audience to support her views? Was the speech effective and well organized? How was the body language? And was I persuaded?
Thank you, Rob. Let's give an applause to Kai.
My personal obsession with modern emotional health comes from my personal struggles and quest. It's a small understatement to say I struggle with saying no. For about 10 years, actually more than 10 years, after I got married and became a mom of 2 children, my emotional health was a roller coaster. When I first learned that I'll be a mom for the first time after struggled years of infertility, I feel I was at the top of the mountain. I feel extremely happy. And then when I learned both my grandparents died in a short period of time, one after another, and then my mom was battered and by a neighbor and hospitalized, I was at the bottom of the valley of a mountain. And then there's these 80 years of being a stay-at-home mom with 2 Irish twins. That means they're only 1 year apart from each other. And I never ever held a baby when I was a young girl or like before I became an adult. In China, we don't have babysitting jobs. So our job is to study, study, and study. And do housework. But babies are not included. So every day, I felt I need to be rescued. By whom? By my husband, who came home from work, and I'm like, rescue me, you know. I'm so overwhelmed. Come get the babies, and so I can take my break. And when I heard comments like, oh, the house looks messy today, that will set me into boiling temperature. I was deeply bothered by comments like that. And every day, I choose to stay home to take care of my babies, but every day I feel so unhappy. I wonder why. So it's not a surprise when I became a life coach, one of my professional interests was on modern emotional health, because I want to find out why I'm not happy. And although I appear to be this suburban wife, like middle class, my husband, is an executive, and I have a house with 2 kids, and I should be happy, right? And I live in Boston. And I came across many moms who came to me for life coaching, and guess what? The main reason they came for coaching is because they don't feel happy. I mean, if you take a look at the surface, they were just like me. They have a house, husband, kids, and some of them even have dogs, and they're not happy. So I took a deep dive into modern emotional health. I'm like, what is going on? And I found out, actually, for all those years, we have been duped by the traditional education about emotional health, if we have ever heard about that when we were younger. At school, we were taught to be good, and we were taught to be happy. But guess what? Everybody on Facebook is happy. When I am not feeling happy, they're feeling happy, they look happy, and their hair looks happy, and they never have a zest, and their life looks perfect. And that's what we're struggling with when we're taking care of little kids, and we feel other people all having their happy life, and we are not. And then when they show their husband came home with flowers and praises and nights out, I'm like, why didn't my husband do that? And it turned out people put a life there, right? And there's this all little apps. They can make your face look pretty, angel-like, and your body look like a model without actually putting on makeup. So I'm like, that's what modern people are facing. And then I realized, wait a minute, is our goal in this life to be happy? If our goal in this life means that we need to be happy all the time, that means when my mother was battered and hospitalized, I need to appear happy and feel happy. That means when my dear grandparents died, I need to still feel happy, when deep down I was dying and I want to be with them because I was so close to them. And I realized, actually, what we were taught was not right. Our experience in this life is to have the full package, not just to be happy all the time. Life is 50-50. Although I'm not 80 or 90 to tell anybody what life should be, but I discovered half of the time there are negative emotions and half of the time there are positive emotions. And it is okay to feel negative half of the time. But guess what people are doing these days? What are the unhealthy emotional health people actually experiencing? Number one, most people are not aware of their emotions. They numb it or they pay no attention to it. Number two, people are buffering. What is buffering? Meaning they either overreact or react, or they blame. They blame other people for their emotions, for the negative emotions they're feeling, or they react to their own anger. For example, when I feel my husband should be responsible for my happiness, I'm like, why you're not rescuing me? Why you're not taking the babies? Why are you saying this and that to me? I overreact to his act or lack of act. But guess what? Everybody is struggling for the load they are in, right? And I don't want to give any suggestions, but I feel in relationship, we should all be responsible for our own emotional health. Take care of what you're going through in our own mind instead of trying to have the other person be responsible for our emotional health. Because you know what? That is also rooted in our society. When we were growing up, we would say, oh, did the little Johnny hurt your feelings? Let's go to Johnny and talk to him, never hurt your feelings, right? We think other people hurt our feelings. We also think other people should be responsible for our health. We say, oh, you know what? Grown up, get education, get married, and be happy. Actually in China, when we exchanging our vows, it's like we will make each other happy, right? I will make you happy, and you will make me happy. And now I say, instead of saying that, I think when people exchange vows, we should say, hey, I want to let you know I'm gonna be responsible for my happiness and you are responsible for your happiness, and I'm gonna fully accept you for who you are, and then for the rest of time we're just gonna have a blast. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was amazing. I love that speech. She did a great job. The next is Lindsay Farnham, who will tell us about the speech objectives for Chris Basil. Lindsay Farnham.